What's up, guys? So we got the Galaxy Note 10 Plus. We're going to be doing a revisit for, it's almost mid 2023. But yeah, let's revisit the phone and I'll just update you guys on what's going on with the price and the latest security patch. So for the price, this phone is around $237. That is the cheapest I'm seeing it on eBay for very good condition, and that is an excellent price. Just awesome for the value of this phone that you're going to see. This is still a very amazing phone, and personally it's grown on me as I think this will go down as one of Samsung's best phones. A lot of people say it's the Note 9, you know, some of the S8 or some other older phone, but I think this will go down as one of the best phones that Samsung has put out. Also, guys, for security patch, in Korea they did get the May security patch. It's about 300 megabytes, so you should be expecting that security patch to hit soon. It hasn't hit all the other regions yet, but you should get a 300 megabyte May security patch, which is very nice. So expect that for the Note 10 Plus, and hopefully it will continue to get security patches for the rest of this year. Alright, so one of my favorite things about the Note 10 Plus is that it's so similar to the S23 Ultra in terms of display. So you can see it was a very futuristic design when Samsung put this phone out. Why? Because it looks exactly like the S23 from the front. Now obviously you can tell the difference, you know, you should be able to tell off the bat which one is the S23 Ultra, because I got these both at max brightness. You can see the S23 Ultra is just so much brighter. But as far as the color and everything like that, they're pretty much on par. They still pretty much have the same punch hole as well all these years later. The S23 is slightly smaller, but, and again, this is nothing that you can really tell just from first glance. And also Samsung recently made the, you know, the edges less curved. But, you know, if you put these two phones side by side and you put a case on them, most people wouldn't be able to tell the difference. And I still like the way the back looks on the Note 10 Plus. It's just this Aura Glow color. I think it's always been pretty cool. Alright, but the display on the Note 10 Plus is still a fantastic display. I would have loved if Samsung put 90 Hz on this display, but they didn't. I think that would have made it extremely futuristic, but it's got the dynamic AMOLED display. It's HDR10 Plus. It's a full 1440p display or 2K display, and it's got a very high PPI, 498, and then it is also Gorilla Glass 6 on here as well too. So it's a very nice display. Like I said, slightly curved as well too, and I absolutely love the display on here. It's really, really nice. I think the only thing, like I said, that makes the display might feel a little outdated compared to the newer phones is probably, again, the lack of 120 Hz. Now, what's pretty interesting is that this is a very smooth phone for a 60 Hz panel. Very, very smooth. So that's one thing that I've always really liked about this phone. Extremely smooth for 60 Hz. So really, really like that. And also, guys, it's just beautiful to watch videos and content on this display. Really, really impressive screen on here for sure. So absolutely love the display on this guy. Now the design on here is still fantastic. Again, very boxy design on here, and it just looks really nice, especially this Aura Glow color. If you just take this out anywhere, you know, most people are gonna ask what type of phone is this when you see the sort of crazy shifting color. If you're eating, you put your phone down, it just sort of just starts, you know, just a beautiful array of colors, right? And yeah, the design on here still looks great. Let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think the design is becoming outdated, or what do you guys think? I think the design, that's why I said this is one of Samsung's like best designs. Just absolutely beautiful. We also have our built-in S Pen, and this phone also is IP68 dust and water resistant, aluminum frame, of course, glass back, and just a beautiful panel here. S Pen still works really well if you guys are into digital artwork, or if you just want to navigate the phone with the S Pen. It's great for that. It has a ton of features as well too that you can take advantage of. So yeah. Alright guys, so as far as playing games on here and the performance of the Note 10 Plus, still a very fast phone. We have the Snapdragon 855 on here, Adreno 640 GPU, and then we also have micro SD card support. And what I liked about the Note 10 Plus when it initially launched is that it had 256 gigs of internal storage as the base model, and then it's 12 gigs of RAM, which I think is really good because now, even with the S23 Ultra, S22, they came with these standard 128, which is absolutely insane. I think 8 gigs of RAM. It's absolutely crazy. This phone, whichever, if you buy the base model, you'll get really, really good specs. 256, 12 gigs of RAM. This is a very fast phone when it comes to multitasking, when it comes to just bouncing in and out of applications, gaming on here. Able to still play PUBG on the Snapdragon 855 at HDR Extreme. It still plays extremely fast, very smooth, very consistent frame rates here. Absolutely love it. So if you're looking for a little cheap budget gaming phone, at this point it's just a great deal for $200, guys. Yeah, it's just absolutely great. So I did a full gaming test if you guys want to check that out. We did Call of Duty, Fortnite, PUBG, and it smashed all those games, guys. Absolutely crazy. Yeah, so if you're thinking about picking this up for a gaming device or just a secondary phone or something like that, it's still super, super powerful. It has a ton of features. Basically, almost all the features you can get in the latest flagship phone. Now, the cameras on the Note 10 Plus I think have aged pretty well. It's a 12 megapixel standard and a 12 megapixel telephoto. It's got 2x optical zoom and a 16 megapixel ultra wide. It's got a 0.3 depth sensor and it shoots in 4K 60 and a 10 megapixel selfie cam that shoots in 4K 30. I actually show you the comparisons with the S23 Ultra. And I think it takes pretty good photos, guys. Be sure to let me know what you guys think. I don't think this phone for the price has aged bad at all when it comes to the cameras. You still get pretty good video settings on here. Like I said, 4K 60 on the front and back. And yeah, it doesn't have the highest resolution photos that the newer phones got, but it still takes pretty good photos, guys. Also, I would say the only downside would probably be the lack of like the crazy zoom that everybody loves, like the moon and all the 30 times zoom, all that good stuff. Obviously it doesn't have that. And then also it does not do as good as the newer phones in terms of low light conditions. Images can come off a little bit soft. But other than that, I think it still takes pretty decent. I think it still takes pretty decent photos for the average person. If you're just out, just point and click, it still takes fantastic photos. I think there's a lot of detail, great color science still with this phone. Still looks pretty accurate to what Samsung's already doing. And yeah, I don't really have any major issues with the cameras. I think they still look pretty good. Alright guys, let's check out these speakers on the Note 10 Plus max volume. The speakers on the Note 10 Plus have always been pretty impressive to me. They just have a ton of bass and just very loud, very good sound quality. And of course you have Dolby Atmos. You also have the under the display fingerprint sensor on here, which works very fast. And then you also have pretty much all of the same features. This is running Android 12. That was the last major OS update for this phone. Android 12 One UI 4.1. You still have Samsung desktop support, reverse wireless charging, Dolby Atmos, secure folders, all that good stuff. So basically everything that's in the S23 Ultra is still here. Alright, so lastly, my battery life experience is still pretty much the same from when we did the battery drain test. This phone can still get you around 6 hours of screen on time. Depending on your battery, how old your phone is, your particular phone is. But this phone can give me easily over 6 hours of screen on time. If you're doing a little bit more heavier stuff, then somewhere around 5. So the battery life is not really that bad. I really have never had this phone actually die on me since I'm more of a light user on my phone. I don't really do a lot of heavy stuff. But yeah, so it's got a 4300 milliamp hour battery. And then what's awesome with this phone is it's got 45 watt fast charging. So it does charge pretty slow. I mean, not pretty slow, pretty fast. And that's a good thing for sure. But yeah, so battery experience is good. You have wireless charging, reverse wireless charging. It's still a fantastic phone, guys. I absolutely love this phone. Be sure to let me know what you guys think. Are you guys planning to upgrade your Note? Are you going to keep your Note? Do you plan on buying one? Be sure to let me know, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.